Welcome back. I haven't been streaming for a few days, so thought I would rectify that. But I need a little light apparently. That's a little better. Okay. I've been a little busy in the game, doing some stuff. Get this to be... And... You can see here, there is the Swedish flag here on this oil factory. I brought in all of the oil from way in the distance. So all the oil that's here in this area, I brought it in. So what that essentially equals is 5 Mark IV belts. And then what I've done is set up 45. That doesn't look lined up, does it? It's slightly off. What the heck? 45 refineries here, which seem to have gotten off. Look at that. They just get off a tiny little bit when you're lining them up. Sneaky little bastards. All right. 45 down here, and I've got 30 up above it. And what I did is I boxed it in just to make it look pretty. And then I had to give it the proper flaggage. And what I need to do is add a walkway here. Whoa, where are you going? All right. So we're going to go ahead and add that in right now. Come on. So apparently I can't get this to work. Okay. Maybe you'll work this way. There we go. Let's go back. Here we are. No, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, so let's rotate this down. There we go. Maybe I want to make a walkway over the top of these. I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make a walkway over the top or in between or something, all these refineries, so I have an easy way to access changing their type. Because right now, 15, there's 3 groups of 15. 1 group is plastic, and then 2 groups are rubber. Let's add this in like that. Let's see if this will... No, okay. No. Okay. Okay, that isn't right. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's try this to go sideways a little. I actually plan on bringing out my production across this here, which means I can't go this way. Okay. Then I will try this again. But I can't put, can I put this? I can. So let's do this way. Let's see if I can go. I can't. So I'm hitting this box, this encroachment box for these giant machines. I'm wondering if I could even fit walkways in between them. Can I put this somewhere? Damn. See if I can do this. Where's that? Oops. Okay, let's see if I can turn. It looks kind of-ish, middle-ish. Question is now, oh, no, I can't, damn it. I can't even reach. All right. I'm just gonna have to crawl on my hands and knees in at the bottom level with all this oil. Speaking of, I guess the reality is I need this, because there's no point in having this stuff. Because all right, so what I have now is a walkway that is all the way from the upper part. Interesting. All right. So in here I have my 45 oil refineries, and then up top I have another 30 and room for another 15 for a total of 90. So what I'm going to do is put walls up there now and fill it all in, so it's one nice closed in factory. And I think what I'm going to do is put Scandinavian flags all over it, so Finland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. All right, I have a pretty good amount of material. Let's just see here. I've got plenty of concrete, okay. I got some plates. Let's take a little more of that. All right, I've got plenty of plates to start here. Let's see, how high can I get here? Awesome sauce. Hello, Nitro Pulsar. Good to see you again. I think I need 10 high, 10 walls high here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to push this along. I didn't want to stream the boring part of connecting all of this oil up because, I mean, it's just boring. Running all these platforms out to the oil pumps and putting power and running belts. I mean, there's nothing interesting about that. So then what I did is spend time boxing in this group of refineries after I spent time setting them up and running. I need to finish running the belts over to the main factory. And I can get over this, I even started to wall in my main factory over here. So it starts to look a little more complete. I didn't want to do that too early because I was trying to figure out how I was trying to figure out the dimensions or boundaries. So I feel pretty confident right now with the way it's set up. And I can still go up. So we'll just do that. Let's see, I'm going to start down. The top part, the bottom is 1 plastic and 2 rubber groups, and then the top part is 2 rubber groups. I think I need more rubber than anything else. Oh man, that's a lot of it's a lot of work to run these belts. Works pretty good. No, I don't want that wall. I believe that is the right height. Let's put the foundations here for the roof. Yep, that is the right height. Cool. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that happening. And I had some issues where the underside of the ramps, which is in the patch notes, wasn't visible. So that apparently has been fixed now. I haven't actually checked it, but I believe them. But yeah, there were some strange things happening in the game for me as well. Yeah, it should be fixed now. I have noticed that I have a lot of, maybe it's just this area, but I have a lot of lag, and when the game, every time the game freezes, I think it's the game saving, the autosave. But sometimes the game just will stutter. I don't know why. I've turned down the distance from ultra to far, and I've turned down the texture qualities too, and some of that helps, but not a lot. Yeah, I've definitely experienced that. It's become quite annoying, actually. A lot of disruption to the gameplay. It'll all get fixed eventually. But right now, it frustrates me. So what I decided to do was, instead of having these refineries be much closer to the main factory, what I decided to do is set them back further. And when I put down 45, I kind of filled enough of a width here that it was a bit. It was a bit of a decision to say, okay, do I want to go? I have a whole double row. Do I want to go forward now? Another double row. And it wasn't going to fit the same amount wide. So what I did is decided to go up. And I'm just going to keep going up for as many refineries as I need here. And that way I leave this whole area here for another multi-level factory for whatever else. I have oil. I have a 3-split oil production over there now in the distance. And it's two now with the change of the purity levels. It is 2 impures and 1 normal, which can be combined into altogether into to make one belt, one Mark IV belt, and fill that. And it should also be full purity for combined purity for a Mark V and 6 belt as well. If I just overclock them all to their maximum, so impure nodes when they're fully yeah, their refineries are stupidly big. It's ridiculous. Well, it's 10 walls high for me to comfortably get over them. Because the foundation sits at the halfway of the wall at the top part of it, so it's 9.5 walls tall, I guess if you could say. So I think the 9 walls is the minimum you need, roughly. And I wanted it to be that the smoke didn't get through the platforms, the foundations above them, but it does. So you can see it coming through there. I was like, whatever. I don't want to go 20 walls high just so I can avoid that. So I think what I'm going to do is combine these other 3 oil pumps into one belt instead of 3 and bring the production to over here or something. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Because a pure node can be split into 2. For instance, if you overclock it fully, or actually 188%, just like it already is, in fact, and you put a Mark 6 belt on it, that's 900. Because the overclock is 900 and something, 902. So then what you can do is split it into 2 Mark IV belts. So I have 2 pure oil nodes coming over here that are on these 5 belts, which means I'm going to be able to add 2 more belts immediately without any hard work. So that means I've got more refineries I can add here if I need to. We'll see. I think what I'm going to do is leave this oil production alone for now over there in the distance. I'm going to go see John Wick 3 tonight. Later this afternoon, I guess. You know, it's a warm and fuzzy, lovey-dovey movie, like all of the other two. So I will be streaming for a few hours only. Oops. I have finished my thesis, all my courses, everything. In fact, I'm waiting for the one last grade to be entered into the system, and then I can request my degree. So I'm done with my education. And I have been actively applying to jobs. And hello, Hyde MC. Welcome back. So I'm actively searching for work right now. And I'm working on a new 3D scene to put in my portfolio. Which I think I'm going to start streaming my 3D work. Hey, thanks very much. It's about time to be done with that education. I hold the control key and I drag over. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 tries before it actually drags the whole stack. I'm not sure why. Oh, I'm gonna make this? Wow, barely. That is really cool. Huh. I like that. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to use that. Thanks for that. Okay, then I know that's not just me. That's good to know. You know, I always think, okay, where is this disable retard button? Sometimes I think I'm just in retard mode and the game is just not working for me alone, but I guess it's for other people. So that makes me feel okay. Partners in pain is fine. I'm getting paid by the university to help out the. I did the same thing last year, but first year students, the first year game students do. At the end of the year, they do a thing for called basically arcade game. They make an arcade game, and you have to make a game with alternative controls to a keyboard and mouse. And they show it off at the Gotham Game Conference. So the university pays me for my engineering knowledge to help students figure out their control schemes, switches, joysticks, whatever it is. So I spent time doing that today as well. And they had a playtest session, so they showed off. You could test the different games that are going to be at the conference. It was pretty cool. Not, I wouldn't say that. Not here anyway. It's more of consulting, technical consulting. But if it comes down to, I do teach them how to solder and make different things. I don't want to do it for them, so I will show them how to do it. Maybe do a couple of them as an example and then have them do it themselves to finish it off. Yeah, it's a technicality, I guess. So might as well be teaching. They don't have the course, like it requires you for the most part to be technical or something of the sort, but there are no technical courses or carpentry courses, anything that helps you understand how you can build something and use a mouse in a different way, say to read a rotating rod for a wheel input or something, you know. So you can have the mouse, stationary mouse, and have a rod across the pickup, the optical part of the mouse, and as it rotates, you'll get the same as the left and right movement. So the game that I made in my first year had a tube controller system where you put your hands inside of a tube, and you had handles with trigger switches, and you could push and pull the controllers, and you could twist them for a movement for a mech style arena game. So I made that whole system. That was fun. And that used one mouse per controller, and it read the push and the pull movement and the rotation, along with trigger switches, which were I connected to the mice. So this used the mouse one button. I just hooked up switches to that. So we didn't have to have different technology for that. I just used what was on the mouse. And then I used additional switches to turn on and off reading from the mice. So with junk mice, you can't, like just cheapest mice you can get, optical mice, you can't calibrate them. So I set up a switch system that when two metal contacts would touch, then you would, Unity would start reading from the mice. They would read the input all the way, always, but it would actually ignore the input until these switches were touched. And this way I could always return to some kind of neutral position, and we didn't have to care about the mice not being calibrated. That worked really well. I am out of plates again. Time to go back to the main base. It's getting there. Look at those walls. I'm going to have plenty of room to fit the flags in there too. Yeah, I think I might put the 3 crowns symbol in the center as well. I actually have, I can show you a video of the game looked like. Let's see. Here it is. Where is the videos? I have we called it Get Mech'd. So funny. So this was the trailer. It's on YouTube as well. Kind of dark. What is this one? Okay. I'll have to look for the videos. God, here's... Yeah, so we had this arena where we piled up these assets for oil tanks and what do you call them? Shipping containers and oil drums or whatever fuel. And we made these three. We're first year students that are supposed to only do 2D art, so we decided to do 3D, full on 3D. And so it was pretty funny. It came out quite good, in fact. But I'm not really sure where all of the videos I have went. This was a mock-up of the booth. So they give you an arcade cabinet to use for the for your arcade game if you want, and you can put a platform here, and you have joystick buttons or whatever like you would as an arcade cabinet. So I modeled this cabinet in 3D program, CAD program, and just it's simple little thing. Put in some screenshot from Google Images, and then I mocked up the tube controls and then a patch panel and some other stuff. Just as this is the concepts when we pitched it originally, and the game is supposed to be some post-apocalyptic thing. So this is just a mood board of whatever, the Colosseum. I don't know what this is. Some mech game. I can't remember the name of it. Some other mech art. Mad Max, Doom. Let's see. This was a style guide. Yeah, more Mad Max stuff. And trying to see where this is. Project images. Oh, this is where it all is. Ah, okay. Right. There's the controllers. Oh, that was short. Let's see, maybe there's a longer one. Well, let's look at these images. Oh yeah, we were trying to figure out. There we are. There's Unity and then the mock-up of the model, testing out that stuff. Early versions of the model and free assets off the Unity Asset Store. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I was doing this in 3D Studio Max. Trying to get the busted. It's supposed to be just a broken, busted mech. Like you grabbed any part you could and slapped it together, and you compete in these arena. That's like post-apocalyptic story, and it's mandatory. So then you could choose between 3 different weapons, 3 different gadgets, and 3 different abilities. So this is the minigun that you could choose for the weapon. So it's mocking that up. Here's a grenade launcher profile. In the front. So the weapon was on this side, and this side is the gadget. And then texturing the welding, rusting plates everywhere, and then I was building, I primarily, it was me that built the booth. I found some boards that were, yes, I built that interface completely. The only thing I didn't do was this aluminum metal frame and these boards, which somebody had made from some other game in 2000, whatever, I don't know. So we cut holes in those. Yeah, here's me and then two teammates. We're trying to fit the patch panels. So what you have is 2-player. You have 2 sets of tube controls, and on the one on each side is a patch panel where you can reroute power to your weapon's movement, gadget ability, whatever. And then you have a big button on that same panel, which is your ability. So inside the tube, I mentioned there's 2 triggers. One is for firing your weapon, and that one tube does the up and down aiming and left and right of aiming of the weapon. And then the other one is for movement, forward, backward, left, and right. And that trigger was for your gadget. Yes. And there's me hooking up LED lights for the Arduinos. So I can, because on the outside, you had a big handle you had to pull down to reload, and you had to hold it to reload your weapon. And then there was an LED panel, which showed your the damage in your mech. So the LEDs would turn off the more damage you got. And then you had an LED ammo counter underneath the monitor, so you could actually see how much ammo you had. Now it's starting to take place. You get an idea. This was it was a lot of stuff, and they're just like 2 Dell monitors strapped to the back of this thing. There's just an image for that. Yeah, Arno working on the booth. So there's a circuit board, or this board called an IPAC, and it simulates a keyboard. So it just has a bunch of switches in it, and then you assign those switches to be, I'm pressing down the A key, the S key, the 1 key, whatever. So when you go into Unity, you just listen for that keyboard press. So what I'm showing in this picture is I just used mono audio jacks as switches. So we had 32 in total, 16 on each side for the patch panel. So what would happen is you had an IPAC for each side, each one of these panels. And when you would put in the plug, which I had just wired to be closed, essentially a loop, you'd put in the plug and it would close the switch and activate whatever your power thing was. So there were 4 of them, so you would put in 4. Actually, when we go along, you can see more. We're starting to add wires to this. Trying to fit the controllers. There we go. There's a mock-up of the booth. It's playable here at this point. And then this was at the conference. Just mobbed. It took a beating nonstop the whole time. There we go. So I just put rope on the connectors, and I used a different kind of connector. And looking, and so you have up at the top, you have a switch that inverts your Y like you would when you're with a controller, because some people, moved differently in a game. Some people like flying or whatever, that movement. So you could invert your movement for aiming. Yes. So that was go on and off. Then you have a giant button that would light up. So there was a button. The Arduinos would control the lights for this. Yeah. This is a tiny video. Oh, here we go. Got it so short. Wait. Where was I? Yeah, next. Okay, so that's the trailer. Okay, so this was the initial setup. We had 4 Arduinos. Yes, 4 Arduinos and 3 IPACs running on this setup. Anyways, this isn't exactly my stream. Let's just see. So there's a bunch of stuff here. Let's see, what are these movies? Checking the ammo counter. Yeah, so we had 3D menus as well, so that you would go from one side to the other and in the middle. So each time you chose your weapon, the camera was on that side of the mech, and you would rotate through the menu with twisting the tubes. And then when you would select with the trigger, the camera would then move to the other side of the mech where you would choose your item, and it would switch I probably have a video. And then it would move to the center where you picked your ability. And then it would go into hold down the reload switch and then plug in your power. So it was kind of a tutorial to teach people how to use the controls really quick. This is playtesting. And that is not playtesting. That was a bad video. So this is really early stuff here. Anyways, let's see. Anyways, enough of that. So, that was my first year with arcade. And then the second year was the first person shooter. And then third year, we didn't make any games, really. I made 4 prototypes in an experimental game course. I need plates. What do I have going on here? Oh, I'm on the wrong level. I need to go up. I set up a basic, I just set up a rod production thing here, just for constructors. Yeah, it's really, really fun doing the building stuff. The controllers were, I had no idea what I was going to do with the controllers because we wanted tubes. And then I was like, how in the heck do I center a tube on the shaft? So I have this shaft I'm pushing back and forth and rotating. So having the mouse read rotation is easy. Having the mouse read push-pull, easy. Then you put them together. It's like, how do I make it do it at the same time? So that was a challenge. And centering the shaft. So I took a wheel that I found a wheel that had the right 10 millimeter diameter for the metal rod and the shaft, and the wheel fit just inside my tube. So I screwed the tube to the wheel and the wheel to the shaft, and boom, I was centered. That worked really well. And then the push-pull, I created a spring-loaded system for all of that. That was a pretty interesting process. I can show you pictures on that if you want to see it. So I made a basic rod production thing so I didn't run out of rods. Yes, problem solving. It's a good thing. And I'm going to grab another rod set. There we go. And get some plates so I can go back to walling in the city of refineries. I think I need to have a container at the end of this row that I just dump plates into. Why is it so laggy? This is just frame rate is so weird now. My system isn't the greatest on the planet, but it is no slouch, and it just Like, why is this lagging? It might be the bloom. Okay. Yeah, I think I just turned the bloom on. It's called bloom in Unreal, and I just disabled it. Now everything's running better. God, I hope they give you the ability to turn this garbage off when you when the game comes out. I like bloom and I like fog and stuff, but this game really requires a lot of distance visibility, and so I just turned that crap off. Giant wall. It's like Game of Thrones or something. No, I'm gonna have to get concrete. Yeah, totally. Okay, walls, walls, walls. Lots of walls. I wanted to have the power lines. You know, one of the problems with power lines is they kind of go through walls. So if you put the power line first, you can put the wall over it, but you can't put the power lines through a wall that's already pre-existing. So I have it going through one of the windows. Well, I call it a window, but I mean it's the conveyor wall. Yeah, that also works too. I'll try that and see. Oh. Okay. I'd have to see. I don't like to do that because I don't like the way it looks, but I'll have to try it out. Yes, I totally agree with you there. It makes it much easier. That's what I did here. These are both Mark 1s. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that better. This giant empty hall. All right. I thought about, yeah, it does for me too. I'm sitting here just like, I don't want to do this. I feel so pinched in. Like I'm gonna get trapped. Okay, so we'll wall in these refineries and the empty space that's up here for that. And I'm doing this because it gives me, well, first of all, it looks better. But second of all, I actually have this predetermined height now for another row on top. Another level on top here. Alright, so let's put in a door. Yeah, I wanted to do that too, but because they have such a giant square area around the machines, that you can't do that. Control! Oh shit. Oh, I just got it. Now it is a bit weird. Well, maybe they just made it like a giant box to make things easier. Hello, nerdy old gamer. How are you? It's a bit late night for you, isn't it? Maybe I have enough to wall this in. Probably not. We'll just keep going. As if we do. Ah, cool. So you got plenty of time to sit here and watch me. I'm assuming you're playing, though. And a shift drag would be, for building, would be amazing if I could just click first and hold it. Hold down the shift key and then just drag as many as I want out. No, I don't think so. I told my whole life story. You missed that. Oh. What, my whole life story? Yeah, look at that. Done. Okay, I'm gonna put the roof on and then I'm gonna paint some flags on the outside. What do I have for concrete? Oh, I don't have a lot. I need to go get more. I was just kidding. Interesting? I don't know. I don't know how interesting my life story is, but nah, I was joking. I didn't tell any life story. I did show the arcade stuff I had worked on in my first year at university here. There it is. Let's get some boost. Yeah, something happened. Yes, but I count myself as a Swede now. Eventually, I will give up my American citizenship. Then I don't have to file taxes in 2 different countries. All right. Concrete. Surely I can get more out of that. I don't need all this rubber. Guess that'll do. The game always seems to save or lock up or whatever the heck this is right when I'm... It always seems like it's right when I'm in the middle of something. I always feel like the game is out to get me. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think a lot of Americans would give up their citizenship. Oh, I'm out of fuel. No, I don't think anyone wants to file taxes in any country, no matter how many or how few. Let me look at this. Wow, that looks pretty. That's cool. Big buildings. Big production. Cool. That sucks. Is it a big difference for you? Because, for instance, in the States, if I make less than, say, $94,000 a year, I don't have to file any taxes for that. Just Sweden. But if I make more than that, then I need to file both. I need to actually pay tax on that, plus my Swedish tax, which is garbage. Oh. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Why isn't the chat showing up. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Oops. Yeah. So, but I don't make more than $94,000 a year, so I'm fine so far. Okay, we got to do some concrete. Oh, don't have my jetpack on. No, gosh darn it. There we are. All right. Now you got rid of that. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, wow. Darn it. Stop lagging, Jesus. Ah. I should be able to run across here and put all these things down. Oh, nice. I'm gonna have foundations just scattered randomly throughout the bottom here inside the factory. I have tried the rifle once, but it was in the experimental part, and it didn't really impress me, but I think it's been improved. Yeah. Yep. I agree, Nitro. I have, in some instances, I can do the running foundation thing, but if there's lag, it just gets weird. And I'm gonna make that rifle because I want to be able to kill those stupid flying crabs without having to go up to them and try and swat them like flies. There seems to be a lot of lag in this area of the map. I don't know why. Over by the the oil pumps, oil field, whatever you want to call them. I've tried to do that, but I haven't been able to make that happen. Yeah, I can't destroy the plant without them coming out. God, stop. So bad here. I don't think you are supposed to either. Okay, let's clean up the mess now. I think so. Oh, I am not done. Look at this. Thought I was done. I am far from done. That's so funny. Because I think I'm in the desert crossover something, I don't know. But I also have a lot of assets built in this game, so who knows what that's doing. Cool, cool. All right, so I have this oil production set up now. 4 rubber, 1 plastic. Plus I have the other production that's set up. The other production I have set up is not really based on anything in particular, whereas this is actually based on using 5 belts. 5 Mark IV belts that are full. Three down below and 3 up top. So that leaves me extra space here for another row of 15 of these. And what I've done is, well, you can see I have them front to back, or, well, I stagger them like I did in my remote location. Yeah, it's going to get smoky in here. I wish you could have vents or something. I hate, you can see it coming up through the floor. So what I do is I put down, I establish my forward position of my refinery. Then I put another one, the behind it, right where, or rather this way, right where the belt can come out. And then I put out just a tiny little stretch of belt. And that lets me put another one in between. So the belt becomes a divider in between. And then I just stagger. So I end up with a tiny bit wider area, and I end up with double the depth. But what it does is it lets me compress, not quite double, but almost double, it can be double, the amount of refineries in the overall width. I just have to increase the depth of it. So that's what I've done here. So that it can hold 90 total, these two buildings together. Right now there's only 70, yeah. Yes, they do. So they're grouped together in 15. Now, all of the input for the oil for rubber and plastic is the same, 30 a minute. And rubber is 30 out a minute. And plastic is 22.5 output, 30 input. So what I decided to do is, yeah, it's a big building. What I decided to do was just go by the input, since that's the equalizer between all of them. You can see here it splits off. So that's one group of 15 and then the other group of 15. And then they go out together across there. So this one has 45 in it in the bottom. So there's 3 groups of 15. I haven't set up the outputs yet here for this, so I need to do that. And in fact, these stairs might be in the way, maybe? Yeah, they are. I'm going to have to move them. But they're going to come up here with the elevator ones to this, and they're going to come out across here. All right. Yes. So they all, I can show you, see here. So I have this one outputs, then this belt comes forward and goes into the merger, and then that outputs, etc. So it's kind of a staggered row. No, it's all for rubber and plastic. Four groups for rubber and 1 for plastic. And this just uses all that oil. Once I belted all that oil and combined it together into 5 Mark IV belts, I just wanted to set up the refineries. And then, of course, they can be changed for whatever, plastic, rubber, fuel, whatever. But I mean, the output will have to be adjusted accordingly, obviously. So now I need to tie it all together. Have to see how I'm going to pull that out of there. So this one is going to go out immediately. This way. Where is that? I don't know if that's going to fit. Let's see. That does not fit. That has to be closer. Now it fits. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. This, I hope, will go in. Come on, you can do it. Well, shoot. Yeah, they can be quite a bother. They're good and bad. It just depends. I don't like that at all. Yeah, it is. It's nice and tight now. All right, I'll bring this way. I want to give myself enough space to play here. I'm gonna have to come out and stagger this differently, but yeah. I guess now it'll fit. Let's try this. Yeah. Now that'll actually work. Okay, so I need 3 rows increasing. So let's set this up. Do I have enough? No, I don't, but just go with this. I think the game has improved greatly by having those conveyor lifts, without a doubt. You just have to figure out how you want to put everything out to use them properly. All right, I don't need this merger here, but I'm going to place it here just as an alignment tool. Now I have, there we go. So this will go into here. Oh, I have none of these. Darn it. Yeah, now it's really nice. It's an improvement. I think there's still stuff they're going to do to make it work better. I need more reinforced. Cased industrial beam. No, I need steel beams, which are on the bottom. I have no steel beam production anywhere. Maybe I should set that up. Yeah, I agree. But you mean putting the Mark 1 belts at the beginning of the rows, right? Yeah, and honestly, that works if your input is 60 per minute or less. I mean, a Mark 1 belt covers it. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I need to set up an increasing belt height. So the first belt will be on the bottom, then I'm going to be stretching out the next belt. I can't stop there, so somewhere in here. And where is 15? I have no idea. Let's count this out. All right, so 1, 2. Uh, 15 is here. All right, so this last one will then go out of a merger and then go up to a conveyor pole right here, and I think, yeah. Oh, I gotta find my next group of 15. So that's 1, 2, 3. So this one is 15 here. So that means this one goes out. Where is that? One more. And there we are. Here's the merger going that way, lined up with there. But I have to add another. Did I? No way. What the heck? How did that happen? What? What? Okay, let's not do that. I know where it is anyway now. All right, so we're gonna have 2 belts coming along here now. So let's run that. This is gonna be 2 segments. How far do you stretch? There, okay. All right, I need to put these belts on first because when I put the mergers on, I can't put the belts across the top of them directly. So then I end up with the issue of, let's see, this one goes up here. Like this, right? No, okay. No. All right, now I can put my splitters in there, and I need to get rid of this. And now, hey, Top DJ, welcome back. I don't know if I can have this one here. Actually, that's okay, I think. Ah, but this is this off? It is off. Ah, what I did was I brought in all of the oil that was moved to the Spire Beach thing. So I have 5 belts, consolidated belts, and I set up refineries to process them. And now what I'm doing is getting that belted out to the right place. So I'm setting up the outputs on the bottom building of the refineries. The building is 2 stories tall with refineries. Oh, I hope this reaches. Yes. So now I just need to lay down my belts, and why does the game keep, does the game periodically, the mouse lose focus for you on the game, and then all of a sudden you just don't, you're not moving anymore in the game? You have to re-click on the game window? That's just me. I do it again? Come on. Okay. Must be me. Yeah, I've had that too. Yeah. What the hell? Oh, this is off. Damn. Let's try this again. There we go. Now I can add this conveyor lift when the game returns control to me. I'll put that when I'm ready. I do need to carry this out already. I don't think I can do this anymore, or no. Now all I need to do is add in all of my mergers, and then put it all into, oops, the belt system, all the way over to the main factory. This one is plastic. God, what is with this lag? I think it's still somehow drawing all of the outside world. I'm not sure. Okay, plastic is set up. Okay, almost done setting up these mergers. Once I get them down, I can add in the connecting belts and then do the conveyor lift at the end up to the wall so I can carry it over to the factory. And I also want to paint my Scandinavian flags on the outside of the building. For the Scandinavian Alliance of Doom, as I call it, which is the Kalmar Accord. I believe Treaty of Kalmar. Oh wait, sorry. Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. So that's the three crowns. So there's going to be three flags on the outside there. All of them absolutely 100% different from each other. You will not be able to tell the difference at all. Or sorry, you won't be able to see any similarities at all between these three different flags. All right, time to connect up. I missed one. Oops. What I've also started doing, for those that didn't hear that earlier, is I am walling in my factory. This is not the factory. This is a satellite building off in the distance. I did not want all my oil production to be with the main factory. The reason is because these refineries are gigantic. So give me 1 second. I got a phone call. All right, so let's get this in and running. I'm going to eat in a little bit and then go see my movie. Come on, let me up. What is this bounty crap? Just let me stay in one spot. All right. Hello. Get all this stuff plugged in, piped out. I'm not using any of it right now. Encroaching. What? Oh. There we go, yes. You know, sometimes when, here's these conveyor poles, sometimes when it's a bit too close to the splitter, I've had it where they, or merger, I've had it to where the belt sort of wants to attach to that, and then of course you just end up encroaching. So I had to remove the merger and then move the pole and then put the merger back. So sometimes it's a bit finicky. Okay, we are ready for the conveyor lifts. Rotate this, and that's good. And now we put it on this one and rotate. I think I can get away with this. Ah, shoot. Okay. I'll have to adjust that one. Yeah, that one's not going to work either. FIFA. Okay, so I need to adjust that over 1 to get that to match up. I'll do that as soon as it's done saving. I swear this game saves more than I do when I'm working on projects. All right, let's put you there and you there. Okay, I hope that this will now match up. Come on. Rotate that. And I think it'll match here. Yes. Okay. So now I need the other one to match up, and I think I might need to stretch this out a little, although it's too far. Darn it. Would have been better if it was one little notch back. Maybe... Alright, I gotta be able to do this. Put 2 lifts? What do you mean by that? I'm trying to put another lift in now. Ah, it's still not close enough. God damn it. This is gonna be... Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Do you have a picture of that? I wonder if I can get a... looks like I can still get this... Turn... what? Turn of the belt is too sharp for attachment. How about this one? Oh, if I could just get that to... Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's try it out. I don't think that's gonna work. This alignment on these belts is quite picky. No, but I might be able to do this. Yes. Okay, I think I got it to work. Wow, that looks like a hot mess. Oh, okay, yeah, that... okay, now I get you. Don't know if I'm attaching or not. Are you attaching to this? Why does it always save when I'm trying to do something? I guess I'm always doing something in the game. There we go. Oh, that's too close, isn't it? Hey, what's it? I'm not gonna use that way. I'm gonna eat here. Okay. Yeah, because I don't want a sandwich.
Okay, then we'll see you there.
Yeah. So if you're gonna pick the tickets up,
Yeah.
you're gonna pick them all up.
Yeah, because Rishi's gonna pay for them all and then we switch it.
Okay.
So.
Well, then I'll see you at 1800.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. See ya. Does that work? Yes. And then I'm going to need to move this out here. Let's try this instead. Then I can join these together into one stackable, fun tower. See, let's hope this doesn't cross clip. Looks like it doesn't. Sweet. Sweet baby Jesus. Okay then. There we go. Now we're good. Now I can pull this out all the way back to Factory. Again, I have no idea where this is going. I'm just taking it to the factory. There's the efforts to wall in the beast, cage the beast. I don't even really know where. I guess this needs to go kind of... I don't know what level this needs to go to and how forward it needs to go yet. I know I needed to have more rubber production. I have essentially one full Mark IV belt with the oil that I truck in. Rubber I truck in. And that is fine. But I need 2 more belts. Yes. So I have those 2 right here. Or I have the other 2 that I brought in that are on the top here. So I can use those as well. I'll probably use those and put these somewhere else. I need... When I looked at the recipes, especially a lot of stuff I'm not producing anymore, a lot of them use rubber. So for the alternative stuff, I'm going to take this across this. Let's see. I guess it's going to be here on this one. So we'll put it to right here. And I'll just stop it here for now. When I'm ready for this, I will have it. I will have some plastic, and I will have 2 rubber. Because I know that my rubber is a max Mark IV belt, because each one of these, because I know that I have 30 in and it's 30 out. So my plastic though It's a reduced amount. So 22.5 times 15. So I have 337 and a half per minute on that. So I'll just have to calculate based on that. I do have other plastic production I can somehow consolidate or figure out. I'm not sure yet how that is going to work. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I've got a little bit of time here left before I need to leave. So, well, what's going to happen here is where the Swedish flag is. I'm going to do a smaller version of the Swedish flag. I'll do the Norwegian flag and Denmark flag. And then I'll try to do the 3 crowns symbol, if I can do that. I'm not sure how to do that with the blockiness. I'm not much of a, what do you call that, pixel artist. But, so we have 2 floors here. Oh man. All right. So I'd have to rob 5 refineries from the rubber production in order to do a full Mark IV belt of plastic. I'll have to think about that because maybe I can add in another lesser belt of oil that just sort of supplements. If I add in just another 5 and then shift over, you know, take 5 from rubber, make it plastic, and then add 5 more refineries on the end, then I would still have my 2 groups of 15 rubber production with just some sort of oil belt randomly brought in from somewhere. Looking at the map, there is, I'm pulling oil from here. This is 2 impures and 1 normal now. And then there is, here, there's 3 pure nodes, I think. 3 or 4, I'm not sure how many. And that's quite a distance away from where I'm at. A lot. That's really far away. If I look at the map. Yeah, there's supposed to be 4 pure ones there. Okay, there's a pure and 2 normals to the south here. So I'm right here. I'm using these oil and then all the oil that's spread here now. So I could pull, I'm also using this oil for production. What I could do is take this oil from here and use it more effectively. It's 2 impures and 2 normals. So essentially it's 1 Mark IV belt plus. What would it be? Actually, no, it's a Mark IV belt max. Because a normal node is 300 overclocked fully, and an impure is 150 overclocked fully. So that's 2 Mark IV belts. So I could get 2 Mark IV belts out of that if I decide to belt that all the way back to the base. Instead of making rubber there, I can make rubber back at my base with one of those belts and then turn the other one into a balanced between plastic or something, some production. I don't know. And then I have 2 normals and a pure here. So that equals basically 2 pures when I combine the normals. So that is not bad. I am bringing in I'm bringing in iron here. So I could bring this oil up to this belt chain and just stack it right on top and keep going. That would actually work not so bad. And then the belts meet up here and I combine this Caterium, and I am using all of this iron, or what is that? Yeah, iron. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and chop off the stream here so I can have some dinner before I go to the movie. And thank you very much for stopping by. I am glad I could stream a little bit today. And I will probably be streaming tomorrow morning, I think. Probably. So this is gotten walled in nicely. So I have a little ramp roof covered here, and then this goes out for no reason at all. So here I have a ramp going down to this level, and then a ramp that goes up to this next level. And I was going to bring belts up here that way, but I'm not sure I need to do that right now. We'll see. And then, yeah, then I can walk way down to this level. But I also ramp it, so we'll see. Just trying to figure out how I can wall everything in. I think I'll just wall in those refineries somehow. But yeah, anyways, take it easy.